Hey, 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 welcome to Pajama Gramma's Chronic Painkillers Prescriptions. This is where I share, Pajama Gramma, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, my 37 years of experience dealing with chronic pain and chronic illness. And I'm just sharing some of the things that have worked for me. Now, just because it worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. We are all unique, special, different human beings, and some of the stuff that I've tried that I think is miraculous does absolutely nothing for other people that live in my very same household, much less will it necessarily work for you. The trick is, and the strategy is, to be always on the lookout for something that makes you feel better, that makes you feel less pain, experience less chronic pain, have less chronic illnesses, so that you can be living the life that you want, the life that you want to be living and deserve to be living, not just the one you think that you're stuck with. So these painkillers prescriptions are just my way of sharing all of the cool things that I've learned by using myself as my own greatest science experiment, and then that I've shared with other people and coached them to use and do too, because they don't just work for me. The strategy, the overall strategy of using yourself as your own greatest science experiment works for everybody that's got chronic pain, chronic illness, or even if you're healthy and you just want to stay that way. But these prescriptions are specifically for people that have chronic pain, chronic illness, and they want to kick it to the curb and live the life that you deserve, because we all want that. At least I know I sure wanted that in my 20s, and I haven't stopped wanting it as I've worked my way up to 58. So what is today's prescription, Sharon? Stop yakking and get to it. Today's prescription is connect with like-minded people. Well, what the heck does that mean? Connect. What does it mean to connect? Well, it means to make sure that you don't think you're the only one going through whatever it is you're going through. I used to think that. I used to believe that I was all alone and that I was the only one that hurt, because a lot of times I was alone. I was alone in my bed in a dark room, and I couldn't get out of bed, and I couldn't have any light because I had such bad, debilitating migraines for like 3 to 7 days at a time. I had to have it be completely dark and completely quiet. Well, you don't get a lot of connection when you're in your early 20s and you're in a dark room with completely alone with quiet and no sound. There's like no connection. And so by connecting, I mean do whatever you can do to connect and find people that are going through similar things that you are. Now, don't find them so that you can commiserate and whine and bitch and complain together and all feel like, oh my God, Sally's case is worse than mine, so I guess I'm not that bad. Don't do that. Don't ever compare yourself to others. Don't ever compare your chronic pain journey with anyone else's, because there are no two chronic pain journeys that are alike. They're all different. And that's why it's imperative, that means critical or super duper important, that you take matters into your own hands, that you connect with people, but you connect with them to learn from them so you can find out what's worked for them and you can try it yourself. Now, how do you connect with people? Well, back when I first got sick, it was pretty darn hard. You had to expect your doctor to connect you, because that was pretty much the only other human being I was seeing besides my mom and dad. Or you had to do it the old-fashioned networking way, like get out a phone book and dial a rotary phone. Nobody does that anymore. Now we've got the internet. And on the internet, you can search out and you can find, and that means if it's on the internet, it's probably on your smartphone. You can get access to millions and billions of people just through a little thing called Facebook. Facebook groups. There's lots of chronic pain and chronic illness Facebook groups. And if you happen to have been lucky enough to get a diagnosis, like I wasn't, you can pick a specific Facebook group to join. There's groups for every imaginable malady that you can imagine, that you can think of. There's fibromyalgia groups, there's lupus groups, there's MS groups, there's cancer groups, there's chronic pain groups. I will give a little warning. Some of the groups can be really, really emotional and stressful, because there's so much negativity and emotion, and it's real life, but it can be hard on some of us that are really sensitive. And believe it or not, I'm pretty darn sensitive. So I have to limit myself to like 5 minutes a day in the groups. And I love to go in them and encourage other people, but I also know I can't go in them very often because I take on other people's energy. And if they're feeling down and hurt and in a lot of pain, that rubs off on me, and I can't have that rubbing off on me. I found the same thing in real estate. I was working with a lot of people that were in really tough spots, and I hated it because it made me feel sad, and and I couldn't always help them. And when you can't help people, that makes me feel bad. So I don't participate in those. But there's always the Painkillers group on Facebook, and you can join us. And we're there to kick you in the butt if you need it, but also to encourage and support you in anything that you need. But know that we're all on a journey for kicking our chronic pain and our chronic illness to the curb and creating the best life we possibly can. So we're always looking toward what it is that we want, not what we happen to be going through on any given day. So there's not much bitching and whining and moaning and complaining there. Actually, there's almost none, because I don't know about you, but I found that it doesn't matter. I can complain and I can whine and I can moan and I can feel bad about my situation all I want, and that does zero, big old goose egg, nothing to get me out of chronic pain, out of a flare, and moving toward what I want. So today, connect with like-minded people. That means people that are killing their chronic pain and living the life they want to live, not the one they think they're stuck with. You can connect with other people too, but make sure they're not bringing you down. Make sure they're building you up and helping you to achieve what you want to achieve. That is today's prescription. Go ahead and take it, and I will see you soon with another Pajama Gramma Painkillers prescription. Have an awesome day. Bye.